Sample number 8 involves stitching a basic skirt dart. This is our dart, and our pattern piece looks like it's going to be a front or back of a skirt. If you notice these arrows here, it will tell this means we're going to cut on the fold, and it says, if you read it, lengthwise grain, this is our grain line, and we're going to cut it on the fold. So you're going to take your piece of fabric, most likely you're using muslin, and you're going to fold it, and this will be placed on the edge. As I've said before, you don't have to cut the pattern out before you place it, but if it makes it easier and you're more comfortable doing it, then go ahead. I have cut out my center front line, my fold line, so it makes it easier to see when I'm placing it on the fabric edge. I'm going to take my pattern piece, I've folded my fabric, and I'm going to place it on the edge and pin down. Once you've got it all pinned and in place, you can go ahead and you can cut the perimeter. So my piece is cut, and I have clipped in where my notches are. Remember, you're going to clip in no more than 1/8 of an inch. And now I need to read and look at more information on my pattern. This is my dart. This is my fold line. My dart's going to end here, and we need to know where the end point is. So we don't want to mark the end of the dart, because if I sew it to the end, I'm going to have a little pencil mark. So we always mark our darts inside the dart. Industry-wide, it's usually 1 inch. This pattern happens to have a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to take my pencil. You can use a marking pencil if you have it. And I'm going to go through the paper and mark the dot. I can see that it's gone through, so I'm going to have that on the other side too. And now I have enough information to be able to stitch this dart complete. When I unfold my piece, you can see that it's a full skirt, front or back, and I have, so this is my center front, and I have my dart notches, and I have the marking here to note that I have to stitch a 1/2 inch beyond this dart. So now we're going to fold our dart. I'm on the wrong side here. I want my dart allowance to be on the wrong side also. I'm going to fold on these notches, fold together, and I'm going to line it up and look for my marking I made with a pencil. And I'm going to pin at the top and right below that marking. Remember to pin across. And according to my pattern, I'm going to finish this dart a 1/2 inch below that marking. And so I'm going to begin at the notches, and I'm going to taper to a fine point right on the edge of that fold. If it makes it easier for you, you can actually take your ruler, because this is a practice piece, and you can draw a line from those notches to a 1/2 inch below. I have it pinned 1/2 inch below, so I know that's where I need to end. Now I need to line up my notches right under my needle plate, right where the needle will be. And I'm going to stitch this a straight line. I'm going to lock it at both ends, but I'm going to begin at the top and stitch to the bottom of the dart in one straight line. So don't forget to lock at the top. And you can remove your pins as you go so that you don't break your needle. And I lock my bottom of my dart. Some people don't, they just prefer to tie a knot. So as long as you do it neatly, you can lock it. And there's my dart. Trim all your threads, and then we'll iron. The last step is to press your darts flat. You always want to press your dart allowance toward the center. So if this is a front, I'm going to press both of them toward the center front. If it's a back of a skirt or a pant, I'm going to press them toward the center back. But it always goes toward the center. You'll hear people say different things, but in mass industry, it's always toward the center. So you're going to press that flat. Make sure that your dart finishes right at that fold line. If not, you'll have a big pleat from the front. I'm going to give it another pressing on the right side. If you were using a really delicate fabric, then you would use a press cloth. The very last step is to finish your hem. You're going to turn this hem 3/4 of an inch and then 3/4 of an inch again and machine stitch, and you'll be complete.